So often, when you think of, congratulating somebody for being pregnant, it's either the female, the woman herself, or maybe her husband. You say, hey, congratulations on you guys, getting pregnant. Congratulations. I hear you're expecting. Senate Democrats, however, have just recently voted against defining pregnancy as unique to biological females. Hey, James. Every Senate Democrat votes against defining pregnancy as unique to biological females. All 50 Senate Democrats and independents who caucus with them voted on Sunday against an amendment to the Inflation Reduction Act that would federally define pregnancy as a condition unique to biological females only. Senator Marco Rubio introduced the measure to the sweeping budget reconciliation bill in a marathon voting session in which Republicans introduced dozens of provisions that don't have the votes to be enacted but force Democrats to take a stance on contentious issues. The GOP so far has only been successful in one matter, blocking a provision that would cap the monthly price of insulin at $35. Now, um, thank you. Okay. So now here, the only people capable of being pregnant are biological females, and therefore I think federal pregnancy programs should be limited to biological females, and that's what this will do. This is what Rubio said when introducing his amendment over 15 hours into the so-called vote-a-rama. Vote-a-rama. Quote, a few minutes ago, I looked back across 5,500 years of human history. And so far, every single human pregnancy has been biological female. Marco Rubio continues with, and therefore, the only thing I'm trying to do is make sure that federal law is clear since every pregnancy that's ever existed has been in a biological females. Been in a biological females. You see it, and that our federal laws reflect that pregnancy programs are available to the only people who are capable of getting pregnant, biological females. All 50 Republicans voted in favor of this definition, while Senator Patty Murray, the Democrat of Washington, speaking on behalf of the Democrats, accused Rubio of trying to derail the aims of the IRA while also taking swipes at Republican led state legislatures that have passed laws restricting abortion since Roe v. Wade was overturned. Quote, this is a procedural attempt by Republicans to derail our ability to get this bill across the finish line and to deliver for families in our country, she said. You know, it's actually outrageous, she continues, that Republicans are trying to talk about pregnancy when this country right now, in this country right now, they are forcing women to stay pregnant no matter the circumstances, pushing cruel and extreme abortion bans, she says. Republicans are now resorting to tactics like this to distract from the fact that they don't have any serious concerns for working so hard to oppose this bill that lowers the cost, lower emissions, and lowers the deficit. Boy, everything is just so frantic with them, right? It's just like, oh my God, help now. Sickos. The evenly divided Senate is still in the midst of a votorama in which senators may introduce an unlimited number of amendments to the piece of legislation. And the IRA is expected to pass later Sunday, and the House is poised to take it up on Friday. Oh, wait a minute. They passed it. What's this? Looks like we've got another story that just became available, literally as we sit here. So let's go ahead and put this to the test. Let's see what this is all about. What's it all about, Alfie? Let's just check it out. What's it all about, Alfie? And because I don't like to do all the things, I usually will click it over here because I don't like all the flashing. Senate passes Inflation Reduction Act after the all-night vote series. The Senate passed the Inflation Reduction Act along party lines following hours of debate and a flurry of amendments that stretched through Saturday night into Sunday afternoon. Vice President Kamala Harris cast the tie-breaking 51st vote for the Democrats after a grueling votorama on the budget reconciliation measure that forewent the 60 vote threshold, securing another policy win for the Biden administration. The House, also controlled by the Democrats, will reconvene from August recess on Friday to pass the legislation in the lower chamber. Then it goes on to say that Senate Democrats argued to keep the focus on the legislation at hand throughout the proceedings, while Republicans forced votes on amendments, and amendments cornered Democrats into taking stances on politically charged issues, ranging from border security to the definition of pregnancy. Republicans, too, were put on the spot as most of them rallied together to defeat a provision that would cap the monthly insulin rate or the price at $35. Democrats say the bill will reduce the deficit by $300 billion over the next 10 years, while Republicans hold that it will make inflation worse and create a new tax burden on the lower income Americans. The final package was a compromise approved by centrist Democrats, Senators Joe Manchin, as well as Kirsten Sinema in Arizona, falling somewhat short of what Biden administration wanted. It includes $400 billion in tax credits to incentivize renewable energy, including for consumers who choose electric vehicles instead of gas-powered vehicles, and for energy companies to prioritize wind and solar energy sources. Boy, this is the single largest spending package to combat global warming the federal government has ever approved. There are also concessions to oil and coal companies to appease Manchin, whose vote is vital for Democrats to pass anything with the 50-50 partisan split. Among these concessions are assurance of new lease for oil drilling in Alaska and the Gulf of Mexico. The 15% tax for corporations making $1 billion or more in income became a hiccup near the end of the debate when the wildcard Sinema signaled that she would support a GOP amendment excluding subsidiaries of companies owned by private equity firms. For the first time, Medicare will be able to negotiate drug prices with manufacturers beginning in 2026 with 10 initial drugs. Republicans oppose this provision on the grounds that the lack of free market forces could stifle innovation, while some Democrats said that it wasn't enough. Seniors on public insurance will have their out-of-pocket prescription drug costs capped at $2,000 per year. The Internal Revenue Service will get a funding increase enough to bring on 87,000 new employees who Democrats hope can crack down on the wealthy tax evaders. That's a lie. Republicans have said this will increase scrutiny on small and medium businesses and taxpayers beneath the highest bracket. So that's the end of the story. But the 87,000 new employees that'll be going over to the IRS, those individuals are to go after people that they afforded the opportunity to get some money, something they really were not qualified to get. People were not qualified to get. And then I also feel like they're going to use a lot of this to do what they did before, and that is to basically turn on the citizenry. You remember they did that. You remember that, right? They did that. They did that. They did that. So, wow, that's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. So, yeah, so that story came in right immediately after we were doing the other one. This one right here. Going to give you the link to this one too, because I wasn't expecting this one. As soon as we got to talking, that's when this little alert came up that they passed Inflation Reduction Act. Okay, so before we leave, I just want to ask you guys if you remember the other day while we were talking about the situation with the jobs issues. If you remember that, we were talking about jobs and we were saying, hey, you know what? There are a lot of companies that are going to release a lot of people. And Walmart, that very same day, came out and they were the ones that stated they were going to release a whole lot of employees. I'm not sure if you guys remember that, but it was so fitting that day. It was so fitting that day where I just had to come back. I wanted to come back that day and talk to you guys about it, but I got into doing some other stuff. But yeah, yeah, that's amazing. So now we're spending money out the wazoo. We're spending money out the wazoo. They're trying to say that they're going to hire all these people to help us with regards to the to getting some work done, but that's not true. They really, it just, it's so heartbreaking to see the different organizations and the government become weaponized against the people. But I guess we allowed them for too long to allow the whole weaponizing of taxes that we were never supposed to pay. We never got serious about that. We never got serious about it. We never ever began to challenge as we knew we could. And we all know the law. We all know that it's illegal, and yet and still it's being done. But right now it's too late. But this is my point. They became very emboldened. Wouldn't you say? I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think they did. I think they became very emboldened. And once that begins to happen, that's it. It's all she wrote. It's all she wrote. Liars and thieves, Melinda says. Thank you so very much to my super mod, Marty Lauderdale, for putting down all the informations and the way to reach me and the way to hear me and all that good stuff. So when you guys don't see me, you know I'm somewhere. I'm doing something somewhere to somebody. Rome, USA, you know how I like to sing your name. Okay. Who else is here? We've got a lot of folks here today. But you guys, yeah, check out some of the stuff that we've got already that's posted. There's a lot of stuff that you may not know about that we've already got. I'm going to go ahead and start putting it over here because I'm shutting one of the channels down. And so as I shut that channel down, you guys are going to start seeing a lot more alerts. Hopefully, everybody has hit the like button from today. And then hopefully, everybody has double checked to make sure that you are still subscribed to the channel and that you still have that bell notification lit up like a star in the middle of the night. So that way you can make sure that you get, the notifications when it's time for us to go live or something like that. But listen, over on the Lockhart perspective this week, we're covering a couple of topics. 9 o'clock in the morning, we have our Fifi's Jazz Cafe. I'd love to invite each and every one of you guys to come on in, check us out, see if you like it. We just chill. It's literally just a really relaxed conversation. You bring your tea, your coffee, your hot cocoa, or whatever you want, and you join us on the Lockhart Perspective. Tomorrow, we are going to have a nice topic, and I just hope that everybody can come on board. Let's see, who all do we have here? We've got Leon Goodson. We've got Joe Blow 2. We've got Kobe Breeze. How are you doing? These people are sick. The Republicans ain't no better. The future is not looking good. You know what? I appreciate the simple way you put that and how direct you are and how correct you are. Thank you for that. John Adams, how have you been? We the people need to rid of career politicians. All this nonsense will continue. Join the Constitutional Convention of States. Hmm. There you go. Personal development is the issue. And the only person that can change is the individual. Personal accountability. Very good. Very good. One of our super mods here, Ronald Foos. How are you today, sir? Especially when the money is being spent outside our country. Oh boy. M. Leslie. If they throw out money to incentivize, there is no reason for them to make breakthrough, kind of like medicine. There's no profit in curing people. Absolutely. Cheryl, Kentucky girl, how you doing today? It's good to see you. Spin, spin, spin. Cannot spin your way out of debt. That's right. At all. At all. Yep. Salty Sinbad, climate sickness. Yeah. What about that? What about all the spending for that topic? It's a lot of money, right? Fly sense. I'm a male by birth, and I'm sure glad I never got pregnant. Is that? Is that anecdotal? I'm gonna tell you what it is. I don't know why a man would ever want to be. I tell you that right now. That's the closest that we will ever get to death without dying. Women. That is the closest that we ever get. That is the highest without some other type of issue. That is the highest our blood pressure will get. That they have to stabilize us. That's the highest. That's the closest that we get to dying without leaving. That's something to consider. I don't understand why any man, especially with, I don't mean to talk about you guys, but you need us to make you warm chicken soup, hot chicken soup when you're, having a toothache or something's going on. You need us to make you a little bit of hot chocolate or whatever to take care of you if not feeling good. You don't want to be like that. You don't want to be pregnant. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. And then the mockery that they're making. I'll tell you guys why they're doing this, because there was a movie, a television show not long ago, and I think it was called Black Mirror, and there was some different things around there. However, shortly thereafter, in the state of Nevada, they had a trade show, a trade show where they actually had embryos or people allegedly inside of these plastic, almost what looked like a freeze dried packet full of some type of water that I guess resembled an amniotic fluid. And so this is what they said they were going to be able to put underneath the male's body somehow, and he would be able to be pregnant with this thing. We are in some creepy times. Daryl Calhoun and Lemon Drop, it's great to see you. Rashani Lam, hello. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Of course, my brother James and Bruce. David Bruce, how are you? Good to see you. Reserved Intelligence, and it's good to see you as well. Okay. Hey, True Helper, how you doing? I love y'all too. We love you, girl. I get so excited when I see you live. This old gent truly respects and adores this chat, and we adore and respect you. And we're so happy to have you as well as everybody else that's here. I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me when I do come on. The family and I are about to go take a little trip right quick just to take a little drive. Zev Johnson's good to see you. I remember Carol Burnett's description of giving birth. I'll pass on that shout out to you, all of you mothers. Yes. Yep. That's the closest that we will ever get. That's the closest that a woman ever gets to dying without dying. Although some have in the past passed away in childbirth, but that's the closest that a woman can ever get to dying. I'm good, girl. You're a star. I don't care what the left says about you. Child, the left can't stand me. They cannot stand me. And I know they can't stand me, but it's going to be all right. They're going to be all right. They're going to be all right. Leon says the closest to death is birthing a child. Wow. Father, bless all women. Yep. That's the closest that we ever get. The closest that we ever get. Yep. Yep. And Carol Burnett's description was priceless, wasn't it? I love Carol Burnett back in the day. Well, you guys, I'm not going to belabor the time. I'm not going to hold you. Just wanted to bring that to you. Hey, sister, how are you? Why, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I know if I saw you, you'd be looking smashing today as well, Sister Sandy. Sister Sandy. Daryl says, you are what you is. There you go. All day long. You can't be nothing but what you is or is you ain't my baby. You is what you is, and ain't nothing else you can do about it. Ain't nothing you can do about it. All right, y'all, let me get on up out of here, but it's good to see you guys. And I appreciate the compliments. Maureen Olson, you come sneaking in here, you and Daryl Calhoun coming in with the comments. Parts is parts. Okay. We coming out your way, Sandy. I'll hit you when we're done. Nathan Scott, it's so good to see you. It's all just Satan causing confusion from the start. He used lies to confuse and lead astray. He's still up to his old tactics. That's absolutely right. Absolutely right. You as well, Melinda. It's good to see you, sweetheart. Okay. All right, you guys. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. And who knows, I may come back if there's anything that I see that I have to share with you all. I most assuredly will. But tomorrow, as well as the next day, you will notice that there are some shows that are already put up that we're going to be looking at some topics. Um, and that is on the Lockhart perspective. Tomorrow, I believe we're looking at AI, looking at some AI situations with patents, with patent laws. Can you believe it that we'll actually have to grapple with that? There's something else that I want to talk to you guys about. And perhaps someday this week I'll talk to you guys about it, but it's dealing with the housing situation. It is really creepy. Really creepy. I'm going to give you this little bit and then I'll let you go. People who are renting now really have to understand that they'll probably not see an actual private landlord unless that private landlord is still around. Blackstone just bought up, I think it was called Freedom something. It was an organization where they help people purchase a home. Let me see if I can find it again because I had it up here. Here it is. Home Partners of America. Home Partners of America. Blackstone just bought them. Let that sink in. For about $6 billion. Dirt cheap, nothing. It's a company that used to help people purchase homes. In a minute, we're going to have a lot of evicted homeless people here in the United States. That'll push everybody into these places, I'm telling you. It's really, 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 really just evil. 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 There you go, Daryl Calhoun. Very wicked, very evil. Anyway, you guys remember what we always say on this channel or any Policia Lockhart group publications, and that is that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of the Most High. You continue, you guys, to take care of yourselves first. Ding, ding, ding. Number one. Then I want you to retch around and take care of somebody else. And until you and I see each other again, well, I want you to continue to be blessed. To receive instant notification each time I upload, please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. Helping